Hello, my brilliant home buyers and sellers. This is Faryal, and we are officially in the year 2024. Are you ready to kick off your year right? Well, I have got a mortgage broker with 20 plus experience in the industry in this three-part series where we're going to decode the current real estate market to navigating your home buying journey all the way to making informed decisions. It's all here. I hope you enjoyed these exclusive interviews as much as we enjoyed putting it together just for you. So let's get right into it. Hello, my brilliant home buyers and sellers. This is Faryal, your real estate agent, and welcome back to our part 2 of mortgage series. In our part 1, we spoke about current market conditions, and today my friend Arbella, the excellent mortgage broker, is still here with us, and we're going to dig deep into the home buying journey. So Arbella, we know right now that high home prices and rising inflation has made it a challenge for a lot of home buyers out there to qualify to buy a home right now. So what is your advice for those potential buyers out there looking for homes when it comes to their income and when it comes to the down payment?
Thank you for having me again. Accurate pre-approvals are key. And I emphasize the word accurate. I ask the tough questions in the beginning to find out the client situation. As I mentioned, each solution is customized. Each deal is different. There are many policies, lender products that do cater to the client's needs. So I need to ask those questions, find out, to provide accurate information, to find the consumer's comfort level, their purchasing power, so you can go shopping successfully together.
You know what? You just hit the nail on the right spot, because dealing with a client who knows exactly how much money they have there in pocket when we go out shopping looking for homes just makes the process so much more easier, and there are no surprises. So accurate pre-approval is number one step, of course.
Agreed with that. And then you'll have your negotiation. When you're going, you're not nervous. And then you'll question me, do I put a firm offer? Do I put a conditional offer? Again, those are the conversations we can have and have the discussions around it. The income aspect of it, the policymakers and the lenders, they do have many products. Again, incomes are derived from many sources. So leave it up to me as the professional who knows the product to dig deep and see which aspects we can use. Because there are many people who are salaried, many we see on contract nowadays. Many who are on probation, many who are working part-time, variable hours or variable income sources, but those are the ones that I specialize in. And self-employed, recently have become self-employed. The incomes are there, but the taxable income, so you'll hear all of these, but there are products for pretty much everybody. So let me help you with that. As far as the down payment, again, there are many sources for down payment. We can come up with them. It could be from your own savings and an RRSP. It could be in a group RRSP. It could be in your first-time home buyer savings account. TFSA. Again, those are the programs. We look at the limits, what the maximum allowable limits are, what implication there are for withdrawing them. You can also, did you know you can borrow your down payment?
Oh, I did not know that. How does that work?
There are borrowed down payment sources. Again, we look at that. Or you can receive a gift. Now, could it be from domestic sources, or it can also come from overseas? There are many, many aspects to it, to the home buying journey, which we can discuss.
Going back to the, let's say it's a gift being given to you by your family member, your parents, whoever it is, right? Does it have to be in your account for a certain time frame in order to show for the down payment, or it does not matter? I can receive it today and just show that I have money right now as a gift, or how does that work?
Not necessarily. We have to remember the background, the criteria when the banks are asking for it to be in an account. It goes a little further. The lenders, we are really, and me on their behalf of the lenders, we need to find a source of income. So we need to validate where the funds are coming from and the source of them. So as long as I can demonstrate to my lenders what the source is, then we can, that timing, we can discuss that. We can have a discussion. There's flexibility around that.
Gotcha. Okay. I mean, that's amazing stuff. And I know if you have more questions and you want to reach out and know about more products from Arbella, we will be sharing the contact information at the end of this video. Moving forward, let's talk about this. So we know that there's changes in the mortgage approval process, right? What you have observed recently, and how can buyers who are looking to get into this whole process can prepare themselves better?
What has become challenging in the last few years, you would have heard, is the stress test. So what the stress test has done is consumers need to qualify at a rate higher than their contract rate, that we call it.
Okay.
Which is about 2%. That's getting a bit technical. So that means, but then we have 3 levels of qualification. One is under stress test,
Okay.
which is the most challenging one. You'll see it. Again, there are ways, again, in terms of income or down payment, that we can play around with that. And those are, again, receiving the lowest interest rates. Okay, because at their highest rate. Then we have whether they qualify on a 25-year amortization or a 30-year amortization. But equally, we also have products that do qualify without the stress test. Again, those are the conversations. Again, I cannot emphasize when I say customized solutions. Every deal is different. In a way, it's good that the consumers are reading what's out there, but it also can be a source of greater stress.
Of course.
Okay, sometimes it's good to shut it. Don't think what's good for your friends will work for you, or what didn't work for them, it won't work for you. Speak to a professional. And that's why we're here. We are making them happen within the guidelines that we've been given.
Of course. And I feel the best way to find out, I feel a lot of people don't even take that step, because when they think about, oh, it's stress test, we're going to have to qualify at this percent, and they get discouraged. But as you said, Arbella, that there's other ways of doing things. So don't be afraid. And if becoming a homeowner is your dream, go ahead and pursue it. At least go talk to a professional. As I said, Arbella offers a lot of those things, and find out if there's a way, because there's always, when there is a will, there is a way, as they say, right? So if you really want to, you will be able to find a way with a professional.
And sorry, just to interrupt on this. And then, as you know, I offer complimentary without obligation.
That's
so I have no issues if you contact me. As I said, I'm available 7 days a week, evenings. Let's have that conversation without any obligation, any formal application. It takes 10 minutes to see what I can do, what I can offer you. And as I mentioned, no obligation. And if you like it, we proceed to the next step, and on and on.
And I mean, there's nothing to lose, right?
Correct.
You find out, if not this year, but maybe you will guide them and say, hey, maybe in a year you will be ready. Maybe in 6 months you will be ready. Maybe in 2 years you will be ready. At least you know that you're on track of knowing what you need to do in order to become a homeowner.
And you won't believe how many times I've seen this. Actually, you will, because I've mentioned it, is when we've had our mutual clients and they think that they cannot, their dream of buying a home is not attainable. But once you realize how easy it is, or that take the first step, take the first step, and so much comes to light, and things just work out.
And you know, that leads me to my next question, and I think it's that fear that's going around when you watch the news, and we look at like, oh, now you need $180,000 to $200,000 income in order to be able to afford a home in Toronto or in the GTA for that matter right now. And I think that creates a lot of fear. So let's talk about that. I think a lot of people get discouraged when they read the headlines, and they think that, oh, there's no way because I'm not making that money. So what are your thoughts on that?
I'm going to go back to saying, try to sometimes shut off those negative. It's good to be aware, because I'm constantly reviewing them. You are. We work till all hours of the night looking at these datas and this and that. It's per individual. First-time home buyers, yes, they may not have access to the 20% down. Even repeat home buyers.
Not everyone has that cash lying around, which is okay.
Or sometimes they don't want to. And also, another misconception has been, Repeat home buyers can also purchase with less than 20% as long as you qualify. You don't have to be a first-time home buyer. But then you're seeing all these headlines, you need 200,000. In some cases, yes. But again, I will emphasize there are ways. I find in my conversations with consumers, they may think of as their income or income source or down payment as insignificant, but it's not. Let me be the judge of that.
Yeah,
you know,
no, 100%.
That's basically what I'm
And I think it also depends on the type of property you're buying.
Right.
Right. So, I mean, yeah, you might need $180,000, $200,000 income for a certain type of property. But if you are, let's say, a first-time home buyer who's just looking to get into the market, maybe a two-bedroom condo is your thing right now. And that's what a lot of times I see in my clients too, that they start from that condo. Usually that's how the ladder works. Then you move to a townhouse. And after that, you get to the detached, you're growing the family. And that's what the cycle is usually, right? So if you're looking at that income, don't certainly assume right away that I cannot afford, because different properties need different type of incomes.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Great.
Agreed.
Great. This is all such great information. Thank you so much. I'm having so much fun with you, Arbella.
Me too,
This is
Faryal. It's been
awesome.
great.
I mean, I can
Thank
go
you.
on for hours, but no, we have time restrictions. So let's move on to our next question, which is that what are some of the special programs that you have for your clients that you would like to tell us about?
Thank you. Well, as a broker, I have access to different classification of lenders.
Okay.
When we talk about it, you'll hear about them. A lender, banks, monolines, alternative B lenders, or privates. There is a product for everybody. It's key. It's very important to know which classification that a client falls into. As far as the types of products, there's first-time home buyers, again, with minimum down payment, first-time home buyer, rebates on the land transfer.
Okay.
GTA is a little different. There's a double land transfer, federal and provincial.
For Toronto, right?
For Toronto. And your RSP withdrawal rooms, the first-time home buyer savings account that was recently introduced. Again, that's for to go towards. Again, those are details that we can discuss in a more detailed, specific.
Okay.
When it's one-on-one with the consumers. Newcomers, we're seeing a
let's
big...
talk a little about that, because we have so many newcomers coming to Canada, and many of them want to own a home here. That's the dream as well, right? So yeah, let's talk about that. How does that work for them?
We do see an influx of newcomers coming in. Newcomers are classified as anyone with a PR, a permanent resident card under 5 years. Again, you have your minimum down payment qualification.
Okay.
Or there is another category. With the minimum down payment, we're looking at the income aspect of it.
Okay.
And or they could have transitioned from their home country to Canada, or a brand new employment in Canada. Again, we can look at those specifications.
So let's say if someone who comes in and they just started a job and it's been 6 months, right? And they have the chunky down payment, they bought it from back home, right? And they want to now buy. So would that affect, even though they have the 20% down, let's say, I'm just exaggerating, but let's say they have that money to put down, just because they've been working here for 6 months, they might not even have a lot of history built over here. How would they be able to do it? Or
That's a great question. Again, this will be, I don't want to give a broad answer, because again, you mentioned two elements in this. Income, 6 months, and a down payment of 20%. Again, I will look at the down payment amount, but also when I'm looking at somebody who's worked here for 6 months, what was the background? I get to know the entire picture. And that's very important. Again, it's deal specific, situation specific. Don't assume. On the surface, it may appear that it's not enough, but you'll be surprised to see what I can come up with, the information that the clients are able to give to me.
Okay. So they can buy. There's no such thing.
They can buy depending, but if there's a waiting period, again, it's best to ask the questions right off from the beginning, so we can prepare. Are we ready now? Will we be ready in 6 months, 1 year, 2 months? And that's where the pre-approval comes in again.
Perfect. Yeah. I mean, amen to that. Pre-approval is definitely the key and the very first step that everyone who's looking to buy a home should go for before we move forward, right? Okay, so I mean, wow, that's all amazing information. I've learned so much, and that's the
Thank you.
reason why I love working with you,
Thank
because
you.
I find you're very solution based. Whenever I go to you, you always come up with a solution. So that's always a great approach. And again, Arbella, before we end our today's part 2 of the mortgage series, I want to know, if our audience wants to reach out to you, where can they reach you?
Again, my name is Arbella Dooman. I'm available 7 days a week and evenings, 416-705-9397, arbella@sherwoodmortgagegroup.com. And as I mentioned earlier, it's a conversation. We can have it for 10 minutes, no obligation, and it's complimentary advice. So take advantage. Thank you.
Perfect. And again, as I previously said as well, I will be dropping this information in the description below. If you have more questions, you can reach out to Arbella. And if you're ready to make that move, me and Arbella are here to guide you. You can simply book a call through the Calendly link that I will also put in the description of the video. Until next time, have yourself a wonderful day. This is Faryal.
And this is Arbella Dooman. Have a wonderful day. Thank
Signing
you.
out.
Thank you.